Hello guys to another episode of Ranking Nerf Lines. Today will be a little different because we're taking a look at every Nerf, Off-Brand, Boomco, Adventure Force, Batman Blaster. This list was not that long, so it won't take long. I got 9 blasters to go over to see who is the best Batman Blaster out there. Taking a look at it, starting at number 9. Is the Batman Kenner Joker Vintage Blaster. This thing really doesn't have a name. This is a very cheap suction cup blaster, you know. You put a suction cup in it, you prime that little orange bar back, you pull the trigger that's insanely small. It is insanely cheap, insanely uncomfortable, so it's the absolute worst of the worst. The design is actually not bad. It looks kind of cool. It looks like one of Joker's blasters. But that's really all I got to say, and with that, let's move on. And number 8 is an actual Nerf blaster. This was a rocket pump blaster, but this time it's a hamp blaster, so you pull it out, push it forward, fires the rocket out. But this time we're looking at, the Batman version. But this one uses a way bigger rocket, and I know for a fact this blaster does not have the power to fire that thing. Like, you see that picture up there? That's not how it would work. How it would work is you pull it back, pump it, and it's going to go 5 feet and then completely fall out of the sky. This thing is not good at all. It wasn't good with its normal rounds, and something literally probably 4 times the size is going to perform even worse. The rocket does look really cool, though, all things considered, but because it's a hamp and it's not accurate, it's probably the least powerful thing on this entire list. It's getting 8th. At least it's cool. Coming in at 7th is something you can buy today, which is the Walmart blaster. The Walmart Dart Blaster. Yeah, you have Batman on the blaster itself. And it's a rear prime, so T-pull, prime it back, pull the trigger. The handle looks very, very small, and its rounds looks like the old, like sticker darts or whistlers. They're just shorter, so yeah, I'm sure this thing has a little bit of power to it, not much, but at least you can still buy a Batman blaster today. This is probably the only one on the list that you can actually buy in stores somehow, somewhere. So it comes in at 7th. Handles way too short. It looks very uncomfy, but at least it fires, and it would probably fire pretty well. So Walmart, you're taking 7th. Coming in at 6 is the Wayne Tech Tri-Fire Blaster. I don't even know why this is a Nerf blaster. I mean, I don't even know why this is a Batman blaster. I don't know who makes it, but it's like a blaster that collapses and transforms and does all this. It reminds me of a Optimus Prime blaster, not a Batman blaster at all. But this thing does fire different ammos. It fires like kind of Mega Darts and big Mega XLs before Mega XL was a thing, you could say. Fires rockets and Mega Darts pretty much. Don't know if they're compatible at all, but it's a big kind of blaster. I'm pretty sure it just is a hamp. At least for some of the rounds is hamp, maybe? I don't even know how you fire this thing, to be honest with you. You prime the stock, pull that out. It has a scope. It looks absolutely awful. The handle's way too thin. The trigger guard is massive. And there's not much room for your finger. This thing's just an ergonomic nightmare. But even so, it's Batman, and it's the only rifle on this list, so it's 6th. At 5th is the Batman Bat Symbol Gold. This is something you can get on eBay. It is an old school Nerf blaster, I believe, that fires old school megas. It's a one-shot, has 2 rounds of onboard storage, it's supposed to look like the Batman grappling hook, and it does a pretty decent job at it, to be honest with you. Rear prime, actually pretty square handle, so it won't feel great, but it's not the worst thing to hold, especially with old school Nerf. A square handle's not the best, but it's not bad either. So, coming in at 5th is the one-shot old school Mega Batman Blaster. And this one is probably actually one of the cooler ones. I think this is the second best looking Batman Blaster to the actual movies, I would say. Coming in at 4th is like not your stereotypical Batman Blaster, but it is Batman. It's probably not what you guys are after. It's not the dark or anything. It's very bubbly, very bright. But this is based on the Boomco Farshot, just the Batman version. And this thing has performance. This is probably tied with the best performance on this list. And it's Batman with its cool blue and gold, but pretty much like not any of the dark Batman. It's just nice, bright, bubbly. How this works is it's top prime, you prime it back, you load around in the front, pull the trigger, fires, and fires pretty hard. You have 2 rounds of onboard storage on the top, and 2 rounds in the stock. So 5 rounds total. And the Batman logo is also a shield that can flip out. It's not very big or anything, but it is really cool. And this thing also has a sight, which the original Farshot, I don't believe, had a sight. So this is actually pretty interesting. So 4th overall. Coming in at 3rd is the Batman Gauntlet. This thing looks nothing like any Batman thing, but it is really cool. Because how it works is it flips out, and it flips out really nicely. So how it works is you load around in, yes, it sticks out that far. You pull back the T-pole, and then it's on your arm, but when you want to, you flip it out to your palm, and you hit the big lever thing, and it fires. It's actually really cool, and works really well. There actually might be a button on the side of the box that will also fire it. It's really nice, and with the ejection thing, it's actually really good. I actually learned this about this blaster from Beret, and it's actually it's probably the best actual wrist-mounted Nerf blaster ever, because just how easy it's to flip out. It's one shot. It works well. So 3rd overall. For a Batman gadget, it's probably the best gadget on this list. At number 2, which is the best looking Batman blaster on this entire list, is the Batman The Dark Knight Rise Triple Barrel. This, I have no idea who makes this, but it has 3 barrels. It'll fire them all at once. It is rear prime. It only holds the 3 barrels and 1 shot only. But you prime that back, you pull the trigger, fires all 3. So good shotgun blast, pretty big, decent blaster size. Handle is, it could be comfortable, it could be not. The trigger well is very tiny. And I don't think the trigger will feel very nice, but it works. There's no dart storage on this blaster. That black thing on the front looks like dart storage, but is not. It is actually just a pump grip. And with that, this is definitely the best looking blaster. Like, I could see Batman from Gotham whipping this thing out of his pocket and firing it. I think it's supposed to be a grappling hook mixed with a blaster, even though Batman doesn't use blasters. I don't know why we have Nerf Batman blasters when Batman doesn't even use a blaster, but yeah, overall this thing is beautiful. If you want a cosplay Batman blaster, this is what you need. It is amazing. But number 1 is Boomco. This is based also on the grappling hook and has a cool little grappling hook right there. This thing is really cool. This is a one-of-kind blaster. Boomco did not make a normal version of it. It's only the Batman. It is top prime, T-pole at the back, primes out. It fires 1 dart at a time, but it has 8 rounds of onboard storage, which is awesome. As just like a Batman blaster to use at a Nerf battle, no doubt this is absolutely #1. Does not get better. This thing is also tied with the best performance on this list because Boomco had some good stuff, all in all. And yeah, with that, this is the best. Its handle might be a little small, but it's definitely not the worst Boomco blaster they ever made. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you in a completely different one. Hope you liked the Batman ranking video. I have all different types of lists ranking on this channel. Elite 2.0 is coming up next week. Everything under the weather. I've ranked it, I've done it, and I hope you guys take a look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you next time. Bye bye.